In this particular video, I want you to learn how you can be able to solve question in P1. This is P1 Math 1 Cambridge AS P1 Math, and we are told that the curve has the equation y is equals to 5 plus 3x minus 2x squared, and a straight line has the equation y is equals to kx plus 13, where k is a constant. Find the set of values for which the curve and the line do not meet, meaning that the curve and the straight line do not intersect. At this point, the concept you are going to use is that the discriminant is less than 0. The discriminant is less than 0, and that is the concept, that is the knowledge you are going to use in order for you to answer this question. So the first thing that you're going to do when you're given such kind of a question, you are going now to equate. You are going to equate this equation that we have here and this equation that we have here. Now, once you have equated, you are going to form a quadratic equation, and using that quadratic equation, you try to work out the discriminant. Now you can see I equated the two equations. I put the terms with x squared on one side, those two, the coefficient of x on one side. Then I now worked out the discriminant. How do you find discriminant? Discriminant is always equals to b squared minus 4 times a times c. But now, since they are not meeting, they are not intersecting, then we're going to say the discriminant is less than 0. Now, once you have done that, we are going to form a quadratic inequality because of this discriminant, and the quadratic inequality we have is k squared minus 6k minus 55 is less than 0. So we are going to go ahead and work out the that quadratic equation. I just need to put that in the calculator so that I can be able to get the answer direct. The coefficient of k is 1, k squared is 1, then minus 6, and then minus 55. So k is going to be equals to 11, or k is going to be equal to minus 5. So those are the two values of k in this case. Now, once you have gotten that, something that you need to remember is that these are the values of k, but now we were asked to find the set of values of k for which the curve do not meet. So how are we going to do that? You are going to draw a number line in that case, because this is, we are solving a quadratic inequality, and if we are solving a quadratic inequality, it will mean that we need to identify the critical points, which is minus 5, and another critical point, which is what, 11. But since we are talking of less than 0, means we want the region below the axis. So that means the range of values of x of k is that k is going to be greater than -5, but less than 11. So those are the range of values of k for which this is going to have no solution. They're not going to meet anywhere. Another question I'm going to teach that guy is this question, question 2. The diagram shows the curve with equation this. The curve crosses x-axis at the point P10, and M is the minimum point. M is the minimum point, and our M is well seated here. This is the M that we are talking about there. And then find the gradient of the curve at P. Find the gradient of the curve. So if you are told to find the gradient of a curve, it means that you are told to differentiate. So remember, our equation is what? Our equation is y is equals to 2x squared minus, we can be able to write this 5 over x as 5x negative 1. Then we can say plus 3. That is the equation that we were given. Then once you have made peace with that equation, you are going to now say dy dx is going to be what? When you differentiate, you are going to take the power down, and that is going to be 4x, and then you decrease the power by 1. So you see here we are having power 2. So you take it first down, you lower it to room temperature and pressure, you lower it down. Then that means we are going to have 2 times 2, then 2 minus that is 4, then the power will be 2 minus 1, which is 1, and this one the power will come down, so it will be positive 5. Then this will be x negative 2, and then when you differentiate a constant, you usually get 0. Then we are asked to find the gradient at p. So dy dx at p x is equals to 1. So if x is equals to 1 at p, what does that mean? We are going to substitute that 1 into this point where we have x, then we shall say plus 5 into 1 negative 2, and basically this is going to translate to 4 plus 5, and this becomes what? This becomes our answer 9. 9 becomes the answer for that. Yeah, so that is the first part that we are supposed to get. Yeah, before now, if you are new to Proflan, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload more tutorials, you'll be notified. In Proflan YouTube channel, we do maths and physics for both Cambridge and Edexcel. So guys, if you're new here, show your support by just clicking that like button and as well subscribing. See you in the next part. Find the coordinate of M. Give each coordinate correct to 3 significant figures. Find the coordinate of M and give each coordinate correct to 3 significant figures. So something that we need to remember, M, we were told M is the minimum point, and if M is the minimum point, meaning is the turning point, which means that M dy dx at M is going to be equals to 0. So from this part that we have done here, we can be able to say that dy dx, which is 4x plus 5x negative 2, should be equals to 0, right? Because at M is the turning point, and at the turning point, dy dx we can be able to say is equals to 0. So that is the reasoning we are using at that particular point. Then once you've done that, you're gonna rearrange this. We shall have 4x plus 5 over x squared, guys. So now with this, what are we going to do next here? Because we have this and we can say this is basically equals to 0, I have all the rights reserved for me. Yeah, I have all the rights because I can be able to say here I can be able to multiply x squared both sides. So if I multiply x squared both sides, what do I have? I'm going to have 4x power 3 plus 5 is equals to 0. Yeah, this is what I'm going to have. So if I have this, still we've attended the class of Proflan, how to solve equations. Then we can be able to say this is going to be x cubed. 4x cubed is equals to minus 5 over 4, then this is over 4, right? So Meaning that with this, yeah, with this, we can be able to say now x cubed is going to be equivalent to what? X cubed is going to be minus 5 over 4. So since this is a cube here, we can be able to find cube root, and we can be able to find cube root both sides, and we shall have x is equals to what? X is going to be equals to, let me just work out this, cube root of minus 5 over 4, and this is going to translate to negative 1.07, because the question asked us to give our answer to 3 significant figures. So we are going to say our answer is going to be, because you are asked give each coordinates, find the coordinates, huh? So we have gotten the value of x. So once you have the value of x, because it asked you coordinates, you can be able to find the value of y. And for you to find the value of y, we are going to say y is equals to, and then we are going to substitute the value of x that we have gotten into this part that of the equation that we have here. I believe we are together up to that point. So that means this is going to be 2 into this is going to be minus 1.07. we square that, minus 5 over minus 1.07 also, then we say plus 3, and then which we are going to put into the calculator faithfully. We are going to put this information into the calculator faithfully, and this is going to be what? 2 into bracket negative 1.07 close the bracket, then squared, minus 5 over negative 1.07, and then I'll say plus 3, and once I've written that in and I've put it in the calculator like that, I can now bang this equal sign like that, and that is going to translate to 9.96. 9.96. Now, because we are talking about coordinates, now since we are talking about coordinates, we can be able to leave our answer there, because already we have gotten the value of x. Yeah, coordinates of m, we can say there for m. Even if you leave your answer here, still you're gonna get your mark, but I want to make the examiner happy. If you want to make the examiner happy and no extra mark for that, you shall write now 9.96, and that becomes now the coordinate. This becomes the coordinate. This becomes the coordinate of this particular question that you asked. So, if you are given a question like this, will you be crying in the exam? All right.